Good morning. Welcome to our newest edition of United We Learn. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Kelker, President of Your United Way, and today we are sharing how small actions can make big impact in our community. And later, we'll be joined by the chairs of this year's United Way campaign, Superintendent Jennifer Gill and Terrence Jordan, the Director of School Leadership and Family and Community Engagement, both with Springfield Public School District 186. During our program, please ask questions using the chat option. We will wrap up in 15 minutes, and United Way staff will stay on to address any questions. If you are watching the recorded version and have a question, please send them to feedback@uwcil.org. Joining me today to talk about how you can make a big impact on our community is Jared Brown, our Director of Resource Development.
Thank you, John. So as a charity, we often talk about the impact your donation to United Way makes in our community. But sometimes the greatest gift you can make to an organization is those small actions you take which help your community to be a better place to live, work, and raise a family. For those of you who know me well, you know that I have a simple belief when it comes to charitable giving. And that belief is that every person has the capacity to give. The only question is whether or not they've been asked. Now, when I say every person has the capacity to give, the only question is, or it doesn't necessarily mean a monetary donation. Everybody's personal and financial situation is different, yet regardless of whether someone has the financial ability to give, they do have the capacity to demonstrate kindness, to volunteer, to consider an in-kind donation, or even advocate on behalf of a cause. And after 8 years with United Way, I can tell you that all of these types of gifts, or without all of these types of gifts, neither United Way or any other nonprofit could survive. So where do we start? Well, we start with kindness. You know those good manners that our parents and our grandparents or our caregivers always told us to practice. Yet in our daily grind of our busy lives, we can often overlook these. It's the praise you offer to a colleague for a job well done. It may be taking the time to write a card or a letter of encouragement to a student, or as we learned last year, it could be checking on your elderly neighbors, especially those that are homebound, because you understand that loneliness and social isolation can have a devastating impact on our neighbors. Now, this kindness extends to volunteering, giving the gift of your time to help others. Now, obviously, we know a few things about volunteering. After all, you can visit our volunteer website at volunteer.springfieldunitedway.org and see dozens of local volunteer opportunities from United Way and nonprofit agencies throughout our community. Now, the simple question each of us needs to ask ourselves is how can we help? You may love gardening and can help with the community garden the way that many of our neighbors have stepped forward to plant and maintain the garden at Washington Middle School. Maybe you enjoy planning or helping out with fun fundraising events. Or maybe you have experience within one of our issue areas and might enjoy volunteering as a member of a United Way Vision Council. Whether it's with us or another organization, volunteers can have a tremendous impact. And if you're looking for a place to start, we are currently seeking volunteers to serve on an events committee that we're forming, on our new business committee, and as loaned executives to assist our campaign coordinators in organizing their workplace campaigns during our annual fundraising drive. And in fact, you can contact any of our staff for details on those. And finally, while you may not be able to make a monetary donation, an in-kind gift can have a tremendous impact as well by providing the charity with additional resources. Now, an in-kind gift could be a donation at a food drive or a diaper drive or a similar event, or it could be a donation of services such as accounting or finance to an organization. You know, we have charities in our community which are always in need of professional services and always in need of clerical help or always in need of fundraising help. And in fact, on June 17th, coming up here in a few weeks, we'll be hosting a community-wide food drive to coincide with the Levitt Amp concert series. So please be on the lookout for this great opportunity in the coming days. So as we begin our 2021 campaign, please remember that every gift, both big and small, are extremely important. And while there may be times when you're unable to give as much as you would like, there are certainly ways that you can have a considerable impact on our community.
Thank you, Jared. As Jared mentioned, our 2021 campaign is about to get ramped up. And to get us started for this new year, I have two special announcements to share. First, be on the lookout in the coming weeks for your invitation to our 2021 campaign kickoff breakfast on September 9th at the Wyndham in downtown Springfield. While we're still working out some details, and while the event will take place within the public health guidelines at the time, we are excited that many of us will be able to safely gather together to celebrate this year's kickoff. And speaking of the campaign kickoff, it's my honor to announce our 2021 United Way campaign chairs. Jennifer Gill, Superintendent at Springfield Public School District 186, and Terrence Jordan, the Director of School Leadership and Family and Community Engagement at Springfield Public Schools, will be leading this year's effort. I cannot express just how excited we are to have Jennifer and Terrence serving together in this role during a time when our community is emerging from many of the challenges we faced during the height of the pandemic. And I'm equally excited to have both of them joining us this morning. Jennifer, can you share with us why you accepted the opportunity to chair this year's campaign and why United Way's work is personally important to you?
I sure can, and thank you for the invitation to chair this. I see it as an honor and a way to serve the larger Springfield community. I served 6 years on the United Way board, enjoyed every minute of it, was involved in different things throughout the organization, but I can't think of a better time as we look to better days to support this work. The work that I know supports Club and Camp Compass that is helping us provide summer learning opportunities for our students. The Part and Imagination Library that puts books in our youngest learners' hands from a very early age on. Project Learn at the Boys and Girls Club or the Freedom School with the Urban League. All of those initiatives, plus many more, are so important to the youth in our community. So to me, it's just an honor to serve in this capacity. As we look towards those better days and reopening our community and our school, what the United Way fights for with basic needs, education, health, and financial stability, I can't think of a better way to spend my time and a way to give back to my community.
Thank you. I always think it's important when our donors and prospective donors understand the value of the 4 issue areas and how they work together. Mm-hmm. Terrence, in addition to being one of our campaign chairs, you are also a United Way board member and serve on our Basic Needs Vision Council, where the difficult decisions are made about funding program services. So let me ask, as an educator, why is it important for United Way to address basic needs as one of our 4 issue areas?
Well, first, let me thank you for this opportunity. I'm so excited to be a campaign chair along with Superintendent Gill. We have worked together on many different things, and this is exciting for the both of us. But from an educator's perspective, basic needs are so important. Basic needs, when we think about basic needs, we're thinking about food and shelter. And so if we have students that don't have sufficient shelter or adequate shelter or food, it's impossible for them to learn when they come to school each day. And so as an educator and a United Way board member and a basic needs member, I've seen firsthand students that are lacking in the basic needs of food and shelter. And it's impossible for them to get the quality education when they're hungry at school or when they are tired because they didn't have an adequate place to stay the night before. Schools, we're doing all we can to support this, but we need our community to support it as well. And they can do that by supporting this campaign.
You are correct. And let me ask, in your role as a Vision Council member, what do you feel is the hardest part about making difficult funding decisions?
Well, this is what I feel is the hardest part is not being able to fund some of the organizations because we don't have enough funding available. That's why campaigns like this are so important. That's why it's important for the public to know that even if you can just give a small amount, that small amount goes a long way when we have a number of people giving all that they can. Because it's really hard when you're sitting in those committees and you're looking at all these organizations that are out here providing the basic needs for our community, including our students, and you have to make that decision of how much can you fund them, because you can't fund them with everything that they need because we don't have the funding available. That's really hard, John.
Right, you are correct. Thank you, Terrence. And what you shared really speaks to the importance of United Way and how we work together to address community needs. But it's our ability to address those community needs are limited simply by the amount of money we raise. So we're looking forward to the campaign, which leads me to a question for Jennifer. Jennifer, your theme this year for the campaign is Better Together for a Better Tomorrow. Why did you choose this particular theme?
Well, Terrence will know this well, and he and I walk this together each and every day, serving as leaders in the school district. But I wear 2 bracelets every day, or most days, and one says better together, and the other one says one of many. We have to remember that in a large school district where we serve pre-K all the way to really students that are 21 if they are faced with disabilities. And we are here together each and every day to support and provide services for our students. We can't do this alone. Each individual school can't fight the fight alone. We have to work together as a unit district. And I look at the same for our community. We have to come together to make great things happen and to make those next steps happen for our community partners that are out there really on the ground doing the work. And to Terrence's point, having to say no is a very hard thing. So we want to make sure that we build this campaign this year together. We build it so that we all have a better tomorrow in the Springfield area. We've had a tough year, and it's time to, rise up together and make things happen.
Correct. Along those lines, I know we will be announcing some of your goals later this summer, but in general, what do you hope to accomplish with this year's campaign, and what would you view as a success?
We want to give the community partners that are asking for funding hope. We want to bring our community together and provide a sense of unity. As we rejuvenate our community, we know that we have to do this together. So we hope that, we can just give everybody a general feeling that the United Way will be there to support them. And they're going to do that through the funding that they're able to give, as well as the volunteer hours and the commitment to serving this community. So I'm excited to develop those more specific goals in the coming months and look forward to our kickoff on September 9th.
Wow, I'm already excited to get ourselves started. So it leads me with one last question, and that's for Terrence. Terrence, if you had one message for people watching this, what would that be?
Well, for people watching this, John, I've always lived on the philosophy that it's better to give than to need to receive. And I feel that there are so many people that are able to give and that are able to support those who need to receive things. So I think that if we come together and that we give, we can make this community a better place. And I feel, and my message would be to support this community by supporting United Way in this year's campaign.
Great. I couldn't have said it better. I want to thank you, Terrence, and thank you, Jennifer. 2021 has gotten off to a great start, and we're anxious to see where it takes us. And I've already seen in chat the accolades and the support you're getting, so I appreciate that. I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning for United We Learn. On our next program, we will look back over the past year of United We Learn programs and have some exciting announcements about the future of this series. But I want to thank you. Have a great Friday. And it's a holiday weekend, so I hope you all enjoy a wonderful holiday weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.